I wasn't intending to live stream at all today, and now I'm doing two. So I just did the one before explaining the Safe Hard Things, getting into depth about the origins of the Safe Hard Things project. And while I was doing that, on my ride out here to Wynnum to film an outro for a video about questing, real life questing, on my way out here, I thought that I should talk about walking the walk, because I mentioned in the previous live stream about how I rarely actually film inside because, well, it's not comfortable. Because once upon a time I was sitting outside like this. This is like 3 years ago, with one of my favorite people in the world, Solomon in Uganda. He's a tree planter, and I mentioned him in the last live stream. And we had just finished planting some trees in his home village in Serere. And we'd walked back and we'd gathered some food on the way back, and we were sitting around a mango tree. And I asked him about his recent visit to, he was a delegate at a climate summit in Nairobi. And I said to him, how was it? How'd it go? Do you think it achieved much? And he stopped and he paused and he listened. He thought, I should say. He stopped and he listened and thought. And he said to me, he said, it was just people talking the talk. Nobody was walking the walk. And both of us went walking the walk. So we sat there under that mango tree and we committed to each other to walk the walk, to actually do the job, get out there and do the job. Like I'm out here at the moment promoting practical wellness. He's in Uganda at the moment planting trees. He posted a video about it yesterday on Instagram. And we said to each other, if we have to talk the talk, like I'm talking the talk now, we would talk the talk while we walk the walk. So you can see on my motorbike there, what I call a Boda, that's named after the small motorbikes that are used in Uganda to drive across the border to Kenya. That's what they're named after. Used to be border to border, now they're called Boda-Bodas. And you can see that bucket on the back of my Boda. And the purpose of that is to actually pick up litter. In Australia, I've found that there's, in many places, so much litter that I used to focus on plastic litter, but now I find that there's so much plastic litter that it's beyond me. I actually find it quite disheartening to try and pick up that plastic litter. So in Australia, what I've turned to is picking up bottles and cans. And I put those bottles and cans in to get the deposits. And using those deposits, I promote videos like this so that people can hear the wellness messages. It's not about promoting the channel. It's not about promoting me. It's about promoting those wellness messages. And the core of those wellness messages has become the Safe Hard Things project. Now that too has come from Solomon, because the first time I went over to visit Solomon, just after I left, I went over there to film him planting a tree. And that tree, I got there and he said, sorry brother, the tree's not strong enough, we can't plant it. So I went all the way to Uganda to film him planting this tree. But anyhow, I went back home in preparation for it to come back a year later when the tree was strong enough. And then I didn't hear from Solomon for ages. And eventually his and now my friend Samuel contacted me and he said, Solomon's dying. He's got malaria and he's got typhoid at the same time. And he's dying, that's why you haven't heard from him. But a couple of weeks later, I got a message from Solomon. And the first thing he sent to me, this message, he said, sorry brother, I haven't been planting trees. Nothing about him almost dying or anything like that. He was totally focused on walking the walk. It wasn't about him. And it made me think that maybe the reason why he survived and the reason why he's getting stronger and stronger all the time, that video he put up yesterday was him dancing in his village. And it made me think that maybe the reason why he survived and got stronger is because he has a purpose, that he has an overarching quest in life. And in the second trip back at Christmas time last year, I asked him and Samuel the same question. I said, what do you think made you survive? And we came to the conclusion that it was that having that overarching meaning in life, having a purpose, clearly knowing that you are doing something that matters more than yourself, and that you have to live, you have to survive, you have to be well, you have to be healthy in order to achieve that overarching purpose. So I got to thinking. I went and saw some other people in Europe and talked to them about the same thing. And it occurred to me that having that purpose is a safe, hard thing. Having purpose is rarely easy. It's rarely easy to achieve a purpose that you choose in life. Usually it's hard. Usually it takes struggle. Sometimes it's even unsafe. But I'm not going to promote people doing unsafe things. I'm going to promote people doing safe things. See what there's people behind me that are running up and down this track. Now, they're expending energy and they're doing a safe, hard thing. They're doing something that benefits themselves. That's wonderful. It's wonderful that they're doing that safe, hard thing to benefit themselves. Let's take it an extra step though. How about when you go out and you do some activity, something that is good for you, a safe, hard thing that is good for you, it could be extended a little bit. To make it so, you can think about how you might do this. To make it something that is actually a safe, hard thing that benefits you and the community and others and the environment. It doesn't have to be huge. I always encourage people to start with small, safe, hard things, not something massive. Something massive is too hard to start off with. Build on little things. So I recommend considering that idea. Safe, hard things. They're good for you. Too many easy things, bad for you. You just go backwards. Choose those safe, hard things. And perhaps choose some of those safe, hard things that actually benefit something greater than yourself. For example, Paul Waye in the Netherlands, who I visited, he understands things exactly the same way. He's had the same thoughts. He has been a runner all his life and he realized that running is great for him. And then he thought, yeah, but it's great for me. Isn't that somewhat self-centered? So what he started doing was picking up rubbish. And then that became a less self-centered activity. He still benefited exactly the same. And now, in his latest podcast, his podcast, he's encouraging people to, yes, do that thing that's good for you. Add the thing that's good perhaps for the planet. And then look at how you can share that kindness. I like to think that coming out and doing these live streams, doing these videos, is a way of me sharing this kindness. I could be wrong, but it feels like it. And that's how I benefit. I feel like I'm doing something that might make a difference. I feel that my quest to promote practical wellness could make a difference. Now, if it doesn't, I still benefit. If it does, others benefit too. And on that note, I'm going to step out of frame. I'm going to let you look at the beautiful Wynnum. But I have to come into frame to turn it off. Have a great weekend, everyone.